So Switzerland's neutrality is being tested, but the United Kingdom has no such problems. It is picking clear sides, especially in the fight against China. The UK is ramping up its military spending. It is arming allies, even deploying military assets in the region to take on China. Let me tell you how. We'll start with the UK's military budget. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has decided to expand it. Over the next 2 years, the UK will spend $6 billion more on defence. Where will the money go? Mostly to 3 areas. The UK will replenish its ammunition stocks, modernize its nuclear submarine program, and fund the next phase of AUKUS. That's the military alliance of Australia, the UK and the US, AUKUS, AUKUS.
The threats to our security have increased, and that's why we're investing £5 billion more in our world-beating armed forces over the next 2 years.
And which threats was Rishi Sunak talking about? Russia, certainly, but more importantly, China. The UK's foreign policy is witnessing a clear shift, and Sunak is taking a more hawkish stand against China. The plan is to counter the dragon in every theatre possible. I told you about the AUKUS. Yesterday, the alliance unveiled a new roadmap. The 3 partners will make nuclear submarines. The leaders met in San Diego in the US. They announced a new agreement. Australia is buying 3 nuclear submarines with an option to purchase 2 more in the future. Australia and the UK will design the new subs, and America will supply the technology. The submarines will be built in Barrow, England. And this is just one part of the alliance. They want to expand the agreement. They want to build artificial intelligence capabilities, hypersonic weapons, and other advanced technology. Where will these submarines operate? Again, Rishi Sunak had the answer.
This is a powerful partnership. For the first time ever, it will mean 3 fleets of submarines working together across both the Atlantic and Pacific, keeping our oceans free, open, and prosperous for decades to come.
The Atlantic and the Pacific. China wants to expand its sphere of influence in both these regions. AUKUS plans to counter that with submarines. But they will take time to build. Until then, the allies have come up with a stopgap arrangement. Both the UK and the US will send their submarines to Australia. They will serve in rotation at a naval base near Perth. A name has been given to this initiative. It will be called Submarine Rotational Force West. Needless to say, China is not thrilled about any of it.
The latest joint communique issued by the US, UK and Australia indicates the 3 countries have gone further and further down a wrong and dangerous road for their own selfish political gains, in complete disregard of the concerns of the international community.
Wrong and dangerous, that's how Beijing describes AUKUS. We wonder what China would say about this one. Britain working with Taiwan. Taipei is upgrading its naval forces and London wants to help. The UK is stepping up military exports to the island of Taiwan. It will send more submarine parts and technology. What kind of parts? We don't have a full list, but experts say these exports will improve Taiwan's defenses against China. So the trajectory is quite clear. The UK finally sees China as a threat, and Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has no plans to strike a balance. He is leaving no opportunity to challenge China. In fact, he brought up the origins of the Wuhan virus too. The British Prime Minister was asked about the recent American assessments, the ones that claim that the virus could have come from a Chinese lab. Sunak said he does not rule out a lab leak himself. Let me quote, "There's clearly questions that need to be answered. I'd certainly say that, and we haven't ruled anything out at this stage. I think what we want to see and fully support is a proper scientific inquiry as to the origins, and we would urge everyone, including China, to cooperate with that investigation." China is not expected to relent on that front. But the message for Beijing is quite clear. It has no friend in the Sunak government. And why is Rishi Sunak taking such a tough stand now? It's hard to say. Perhaps to boost his approval ratings, or to avoid a diplomatic isolation, or both. Either way, it's a hard shift. We say better late than never.